Hello, hello,
Oh, it didn't
hello.
disconnect me this time, so I guess that's a plus.
News to you. Welcome to Live with Fifi and Freddie. It's your Wednesday night conversation, and just to let you know, what is that?
Why does that always happen? Every time like, why does it do that?
I don't know. So trans women are women. Just wanted to let you know, and happy Women's History Month. Yeah. Yeah. Just in case that's up for debate in your circle, you just go ahead and start with that statement and then
Mhm.
keep going. And over there,
Yeah.
drawn together, is Freddie Prinze.
Barely. Barely. I kind of cheated. I'm sorry that I redid a thing because look, I am tired. My brain is like in the I just want to be on vacation mode, and I have 2 days left before I'm off for 2 weeks, and my brain's just like I don't want to do anything. I don't want
Oh, totally understand it. I totally understand
to.
it. I haven't been. If we ever decide to go on vacation, I haven't been. I think the last time I looked years. So I haven't been on vacation in 10 years. So, yeah.
So fun fact, my partner's other partner also hasn't been on vacation in like 10 years, and we have now managed to convince them to come with us. So they're actually coming with us on
Oh,
to Universal.
wow.
Yeah.
Good for them. Yes, I
So
love that.
that'll be fun. So when I do come back, I'll be able to talk about vacationing with my partner, our kids, one of our kids' girlfriends, and my partner's other partner. So that'll be super awesome.
You don't hmm. This is gonna be very interesting because you have, like, a very short, like, social battery.
But it's fine because like they're very chill, and I'm a little bit, so I do have a very, my social battery drains quickly, but it's also different when I'm on
Like, doing something.
vacation because it's something that I want to do, and I'm not like in doing something with people that I'm either forced to be around, or you know what I mean? Like I'm
Mhm.
excited because we're gonna be busy. Like it's we're driving to LA on Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday we're at Universal. We drive back on Tuesday. And so it's only like a couple days at Universal, but we're gonna be busy. And I'm actually pretty good to travel with. You've done
You
it. I'm
are.
pretty cool.
I can
Like
vouch for that. I can vouch for
you
that.
know, I'm chill, and my partner's other partner is also very chill. So like
Mhm.
we already know that with myself and my partner, we travel well together. Um the kids generally don't annoy me too much, and they're driving by themselves, so they're
Oh,
taking a different
even
car.
better. Okay, okay,
Right.
so
So they won't all be in my car.
there's some
Right.
distance then.
Because then I would probably kill them.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, "They're gonna be in the
Right.
car."
No, 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 no,
I
no,
wasn't
no, no,
even
no.
thinking of, like, the partner, I was thinking more of the kids, they're gonna be in the same car.
No.
Um,
So the oldest, his girlfriend, and then his brother will be in his car. They're driving. And then our youngest is probably going to ride with us. We'll see if she changes her mind at some point.
to ride with the cool kids.
I'm like, look, my car's gonna have the better snacks. So
Indeed. And
just saying.
sometimes he buys extra, and sometimes sometimes he shares.
I'm making cookies. So
Sometimes.
I share mostly. Just don't eat all my
Mm,
snacks because then we're gonna have a problem.
mm. I mean, that's probably
Sorry,
a
I
mistake.
derailed us. My bad. I derailed us.
It's okay.
Continue.
I was that was the thing that was on my mind. I was like, "Ooh, how is this working?" But now that I've heard it, I think you have some, what is it? preservation or whatever. You have space.
I should be good, I think. And I'm one of the reasons why I'm actually really excited about going to Universal is I haven't been to Universal Studios since like
Uh-huh.
Jaws was a new attraction.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So kind of dating myself there, but it's all right. So
Oh,
there's like all the new
that sounds
stuff that
dangerous.
we talked a little bit about part of it on our Patreon that I'm a little like, but there's the Simpsons, there's Jurassic World, there's Super Nintendo World, there's like all this other stuff that I'm like very excited for.
Yeah. Mhm,
So,
mhm.
and of
I
course the whole Jaws thing and everything. So it'll be fun.
Is that still functioning? Is that
Yeah.
still going?
I think it's when
Okay.
you do the studio tour. I think you go I think it's still the same thing where you're doing like this, you're on like the like the trolley sort of thing, and then you're
Gabe, you
going over
obviously
like
don't
the
subscribe to our Patreon. We talked about
and then
that for a
right.
bit.
And then going
Um,
over, I think there's like part of the bridge or something, and then Jaws like comes up over the thing. I
mm.
think so. It's still like the same. I think they've revamped it a little bit, but he's still a part of the
What happens
thing.
if I
And
press this button?
yeah,
Will the chat show? Nope, it
there
still
we go.
shows demo.
Oh, there we go. I guess we have to wait for like an actual. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that on the Patreon, and I'm. It's annoying because like a decade or so ago, I would have been very excited to go to the Harry Potter world or whatever it is, and now it's like, well, fuck.
Oh,
Like I can't even enjoy it for what it is just because of what it
I did not.
is, and the fact that she gets a cut of everything that is purchased in
Yes,
Harry
she
Potter
does.
world.
Yes, she does.
She gets a cut. It directly goes to her pocket, which
You're not
she
on our
directly goes
Patreon?
to fund
Can't believe that.
anti-trans legislation. So yeah, it's stupid. And I swear to God, if my kids are like, let's go do this thing, and I'm like, or if they try to buy anything, I swear to God, I will throw them off a ride.
I would hope that you have educated them enough that they would. Um,
Uh, yes, but the middle one is,
really?
yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He does like, and there's always the number of times that I've like yelled at him for eating things like Chick-fil-A and stuff. I'm like, dude, what the why? Like they're very privileged in
So he doesn't.
and they're all like the oldest one a little bit less so, but still the boys are very privileged in that they don't really understand that this directly affects people that they care about. So yeah, they're that very cishet white male tunnel vision,
Well,
which
speaking
we're
of
working on,
privilege,
but it's uh, hmm.
speaking of privilege, my question for the chat is, what is a privilege and not a right that people mistaken as a right?
Ooh, I know. I have one.
Oh, mm,
Um, actually, I have a couple. So a lot of times you hear people throw around like a right to privacy. There is no actual general right to privacy. It's not
mm.
explicitly stated anywhere in the Constitution or any of the amendments.
Oh shit.
So there is no, like, it's kind of implied by some of the amendments, but there is
Mm. But
no
there
sort
are
of
privacy
general right to
laws.
privacy. There are privacy laws, yes, which can vary from state to state, city to city, county to county, things like that. So,
Sometimes city to city. Whoa.
right. So there's like,
I got news for
eh,
everyone. We are constantly being recorded. Um, not
yeah.
necessarily in our homes, but definitely out on the street because um, now every corner has like even stoplights are controlled by
CCTV and
cameras.
everything, right? Like we're there.
So
People have dash cams. If you have any sort of a smartphone, you're you're already being
I
recorded, and
mean,
you
we've
know
seen
this
how
by
quickly the news
right.
spreads for people.
Like literally, you just think about something and it pops up on your feed. Here's an ad for this thing that you were just thinking about.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I'm
So yeah,
sure pretty soon they'll put something in our water that as soon as you drink it, that
right. I know
so
another one too. I have another one. I have another one.
you have another one? You
Mm,
loaded with them today.
I know. Absolute free speech. People
Oh,
always talk, well, free speech, free speech. Well, yes, the you do have a right to say whatever you want to say, but that does not mean that you are not immune from consequences. So, like the First Amendment, the protections that are in that First Amendment basically limit government interference. However, private entities like businesses or employers, social media, things like that, can restrict speech, and you can face repercussions by saying dumb
mm,
shit on social media, which we've seen when people say dumb shit on social media, are, and then get fired for it. So, mm,
yes. I have seen that our government doesn't like free speech because people keep getting arrested or trolled by the president.
right.
Um,
Which that's not technically, you, you, that's not technically you're allowed to do that.
yeah, the
Like,
president. I don't know. Don't come for me though, because I don't have any money or assets, and
right. Like,
so don't come here. Like, um, a thing that I think that people have the right is sometimes they think they have the right to have access. It's a privilege to have access, at least to me. Um, I feel like number one, we have these
right.
all the time. And I feel like even coworkers, friends, family sometimes think that that's like the easy in, like, why aren't you answering this? Because I grew up in a time where you called the house once and you just said, okay, I guess I can't get a hold of them.
Right. Or, you leave a 15-minute message on the answering
Yeah, or you
machine.
leave a 15-minute message talking about every single
Right.
detail that you wanted that person to know, and then you wait for them to call you back.
Right. There
And
was
if they didn't call you back, then you saw them in the street and you were like, "Hey girl, I
I
had
think
called
I
you."
think that's
We
kind of I think for me, I think that, like, so we've talked about like the whole instant gratification thing, and that's part of like the
Mhm,
issue with a lot of shit now is everybody just expects instant gratification. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm like, don't call me. You don't get to just call me. We now
mm,
have the ability, you can text me, and when I am available and when I
mhm.
have the spoons, when I have the wherewithal, I will text you back. If it requires a phone call, you can tell me in the text why it would require a phone call. But the nice thing about having this shit now is that not everything does require a phone call, and not everything
Mhm.
requires an immediate text back either.
No, or
And sometimes I will forget
sometimes
to
I
text you
prefer
back for a
that you
whole day.
text me because sometimes I can answer whatever you wanna ask me in the text.
Right.
If you weren't on the if you were on the internet, you couldn't reach
You couldn't reach anyone
anyone
because
because
of
the
dial up,
dial-up
right.
back in the day. Yes, I was that. Yes, very
Right.
that.
Right.
Very that. And I don't understand the whole, like, people getting upset or using it to, as a barometer, because I was that person that was very clingy in the beginning of all this. Um, but using it as a barometer of like, they don't love me. Bitch,
Oh,
if I could go back and do this again, I would be like, bitch, you shut the fuck up. Just go ahead with your life.
right,
If people don't want to be in contact with you, then they don't want to be in contact with you. We
right.
don't
That
we don't have an obligation to, just because we have the device, we pay for the device. So that means I get to decide how many times you call me, or
right.
if you're blocked. No, you don't get to tell me to unblock you, which is
Right.
another privilege, but not a right. You don't get the right to have access to me. Don't.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm,
Nope.
mm-mm.
Definitely not.
So, anyhow, um, Gabe, if you would like to support our podcast even more, you go to our Patreon at patreon.com/live with Fefe and Freddy and
Just
support
think of all the
us.
things that you've missed. You have all of this to catch up on.
Oh, we talk about all kinds of things too. And if you haven't caught up on the sagas, we talk about the sagas and our personal
Oh,
lives too.
I have some stuff that I can talk about this time too. This week.
Ooh.
I have some stuff.
Anyhow, so join that Patreon. We like to thank Bill, Brandon, Cassandra, Chris, and Michelle, D, Drake Jensen, and Michael, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Joan, Laura, Madam Askew, and the Grand Arbiter, Nicole, Patricia Mason, and Shannon. I laughed because Chris and Michelle are um, a part of Drag Story Hour, as well as support us at one of the higher levels on Patreon. And we, first me, because I was like looking at all the baskets at the Drag Story Hour annual fundraiser, and I'm like, that shirt has a logo on it that I'm familiar with. And it was our logo, the logo you see down here. It's in pink. And I'm like, oh my God. How does somebody have a shirt that, and I don't? How does Freddie not have a shirt? And like, or at first I was like, I thought he had put the basket together. And then I was like, how dare he like print a shirt and not like give me one? And then he was like, what shirt? And I was like, oh, well, you don't know about it either? So, and then
I
we
was
find
very confused for a hot minute.
it, yeah, then we found out that Michelle put it in one of the baskets to be given away. And we gave it to a lucky person who won it. Um, luckily, we didn't steal it, but we signed it for them. So they got a little keepsake or whatever. But yeah, I was very confused. So if you sign up for one of the tiers, I think it's the $25 one. I don't know.
I think
20,
I'm not. I
50.
have
I
no
don't know.
idea.
I don't know which tier it is. I
I'm
did.
not sure.
We appreciate your support, though.
We-
But uh, so that was. I was like, oh my gosh, she got. And then I was like, oh shoot. I wonder if there's a way to buy them off of Patreon so that I could have one. It was a very good quality shirt.
Hmm, hmm,
Very
hmm,
soft.
hmm.
Very nice. Like
So
high
there you go.
quality.
There's a reason to like bump up your membership. Just saying.
Michelle has also gotten like a tote, a pen, and they come out
Hmm.
like every 3 months. So I don't ever have to touch it.
And we don't
That's
have to
the,
worry about it.
yeah. The only thing I miss is taping things closed. So you're
Yeah,
welcome.
I
You
don't
missed it.
miss that. I don't miss
You're
that.
welcome.
I still have the video that pops up every so often from the pandemic of me trying to open the fucking shirt from Felicia. That was like
Yeah, you're welcome. I didn't want it to come out. I have a long story about someone trying to reach me, but I'm not gonna post it here. Oh, we gotta talk offline. I get it. I
Mm.
get it. Mhm. A huge shout out to Marissa of Wigs of a This is a Wigs of a Kind wig.
This is also Wigs of a Kind
Circa
wig. I tweaked it a little bit. It's from mine's from 2023, I think.
This is before
22.
2023.
It was either 2022, 2023, something like that. But I tweaked it a little bit to give it more of the sort of the pop art look. So
I love it.
thank you.
I don't know when mine was. I have a collection, a 15, 20-year collection of Marissa wigs. You're
I
welcome.
know.
You're
I
welcome.
know mine's starting to get up there
If
too.
you want to support us, we appreciate any thing that you want to throw at us, including dimes. But we prefer the bigger bills, 50s, hundreds. If you just want to drop $1 million in our account, then
We'll take it.
I mean, everybody's got it, I'm sure, at this point, right?
Well, apparently, Trump said that he was going to send everybody $2,000 stimulus checks in February.
Did you get one?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
okay.
No,
Because I was gonna say, because I got
no.
left off the list, and I need to get
Mm-mm.
that. I got to get that.
No, no, my wife
Hmm
didn't get one either, which is like so, and it's March
So,
already, so maybe mine just got lost in the mail
is
somewhere.
this the same check that is supposed to be the tariffs check,
Probably,
or am I
probably.
supposed to get 4,000?
Oh, maybe 4,000. That would be great. I'd be fine with that.
Okay, okay. Do I have to pay taxes on it like I did the last time?
No, I'm sure no. I'm a second-rate citizen. I don't
Oh,
even
that's
really
right.
exist,
And do
so
not
I'm
go to
just not paying
Kansas.
taxes on anything. Anything. I'm
Don't
just
go to
not.
Kansas. Kansas, you do not
No.
exist there. Thanks, Kansas,
No.
for letting us know how you feel. Anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. I've been sort of in this in this mode of costuming and stuff. So like that's kind of what I've been doing the entire week. Like work has been slow, which has been good because it means I've been able to multitask and do shit. Um,
Hmm.
and then Saturday was the annual Drag Story Hour fundraiser, which I'm I'm very happy with the way it turned out. We raised over $2,000, which is less than last year, but there was a lot of stuff going on this weekend. There was the Melrose Street Fair. There were other fundraisers that were happening. There were other shows that were happening. So
Mhm.
I'm based on that and based on a slightly smaller crowd than last year and the fact that everything is just shit right now. Like very few people have that, those extra funds. The fact that we did raise over $2,000, I'm great with. Like I think that I'm going to count that as a win for sure, you know.
Mhm. I have
So that's
been at
I'm
things
okay with that.
where this is where I feel like we win, is that I have been at, like, bar shows where there's, like, a lot of people, like,
Right.
and I mean a lot of people. We've both been in rooms where there's, like, a lot of people, and then you raise, like, $300, and you're like,
Right.
"That's it? This whole bar is full," like,
Right.
but we had, like, a small group of people, and we raised $2,000. So that's where, like, I'm like,
And
when
I
we're
think we had some really, really good raffle prizes. My partner actually won the body painting with Brandon McGill, which she's super excited about. She has wanted to get painted by Brandon McGill for ever.
um,
Uh, I know. She's very, very excited about that. Very excited about that. So I'm
this
excited to
is
see them.
definitely a year of bloom for her, though.
Mhm.
'Cause she had those photos earlier, now she's gonna have a
That she did
body
with Holly that are
painting.
absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, so she's very excited about that, and I'm very excited for her. And then we had more artwork from Eric Turner. And uh, we did have an auction at the end for a commission. And last year, I think it was Gabe who from Brick Road Coffee that they won the commission last year. So uh, Jesse got to pick what the commission was. So this year they
Mhm.
won again, and Gabe gets to pick the commission. So
We'll see how this
and
looks. See how it
Jesse
goes.
from Queer Center won one of the prints, and the guys from Brick Road won the other one of the prints. So
And they're now sharing joint custody.
right. They can share because they're technically a set if you want the set, but it was good, and people were very excited about the raffles. The performers were great. Like everybody was it was all around. It was a really good evening. So I'm very proud of
Really
what
good.
we did.
Really good. Really
So,
good. And the audience was very flexible with me not knowing how to read. I don't know. My brain goes into, I don't know what kind of trauma bound thing that was happening, but sometimes my brain goes into, we have talked about me and reading, but sometimes my
yes.
brain goes into like trauma mode. And I was like, not today. I was trying to read, but
Yeah, it's always you're trying to do something for Drag Story Hour, which encourages, things like early literacy, and you're like, I don't know what this word is, and it's
I was
fine.
like, hmm.
Mm.
So good on D for reading them, but I um apologize for whatever malfunction was happening because that was not the ticket.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
But thank you all for coming, and to those that donate and support organizations like ours, because it is community. It is the government is not helping as much as it could.
Mm-mm.
We can send bombs to a foreign country to gain oil, but we cannot educate or feed our children.
No, no, that would just make too much sense, and
Um,
be too practical.
mhm,
But that
mhm.
was that was pretty much all I did. Sunday, I woke up and I wasn't feeling great, and I don't know if it was because I did stuff the day before. I was just like, ugh. I'm like, I'm hoping that I'm not getting sick. So I just didn't do much at all on Sunday. I just kind of hung out,
You
and I
may
was
get
like,
sick, you're going on vacation.
I know. Trust me, I would have been extraordinarily mad if I had ended up sick this week, because I would have probably killed my partner, because if I got sick, it would have been her fault, because she was the one that was sick last week and brought home those
Well,
germs. So,
we don't wanna play the blame game, but,
mm,
um,
mm, mm. How was your weekend?
pretty much the same. Did the fun did the fundraiser, and that was it. I so I'm not as sore as I thought I was going to be either. Um, explain. So, I did take it slow, though. I did not do, like, dancing numbers back to back because 'cause I've never been, like, the dancer type. I'm not, like, a Kennedy Davenport, knock the house down, kick my leg up until the sun shines kinda person, but I I can get down a little bit, but so then, like, the first number took it easy because I was like, I don't need to I don't need to exert myself. Um, the second number, which I was proud of because um, anxiety is so real when you haven't done something in a while.
Mm.
Uh, I created that mix. The only thing I would have done is turn up the first song because I could barely hear it, and that was my doing. But other than that, I was like, "Oh, this is cute." Um, and doing that after being sick and down and out, which felt like I was down and out for like pretty much the whole month of February. Um, was like a pretty proud thing for me, and I danced a little bit, and thanks for those that sent me the videos. I'm so
You
sorry
did
that you
really
got to see that. I'm so sorry.
well. I was backstage. I didn't see shit, so
It was great. But yeah, I'm not as sore as I thought I would be, and we just hung out this weekend. Wasn't nothing too extraordinary, but I love the show. Thank you to Spooky Swirls for the cupcakes. Um, I didn't share them with anybody, so they may be finding out right now on the podcast. I ate them all. You're welcome. Mm, You're welcome. Shall we move on to the tea?
sure.
To the tea. Let's see if it plays.
Okay, so um, tip is not so much a tip. More, we're going to talk a little bit more about history because why the hell not? We are educational, if nothing else. And in honor of Women's History Month and the fact that I'm going to be not here for the next couple weeks or so, I thought that I would talk a little bit about a brief history because otherwise, I mean, we could go in a deep dive, and it would take but we're not going to do that. Of women's voting rights.
Mm.
Now, I want to preface this by saying that when I talk about women's voting rights, I am primarily talking about white women's voting rights. And
Ooh.
you'll see why. Because things didn't
Things didn't pan out so good.
right. So the 19th Amendment is basically what guaranteed, in parentheses, white women the right to vote. And it was enacted at the start of the Roaring 20s. So if you think about that, women have only white women have only been guaranteed the right to vote since 1920.
Only
That's
160
barely
years.
100 years. That's and it's been sort of a trickle down thing. So, but before that, we're going to back it up a little bit, right? So, between 1776 and 1807,
Mm.
unmarried women who owned property in New Jersey could and did cast ballots. So, Jersey was kind of ahead of the game in that sense. If you were unmarried and you owned property, you were allowed to vote. Not ideal, obviously, but at least it was something. The
Hmm.
very first legal vote cast by a woman was in 1756 in Massachusetts by a wealthy widow whose eldest surviving son wasn't of legal voting age. So basically, she was given an exception.
Hmm.
And she was able to vote in some local elections. Yeah. But again, she wouldn't have been allowed to under normal circumstances, but she was given sort of this,
Like a badge of
in
honor.
right. Because, her oldest surviving son, because apparently everybody else was dead, wasn't voting age yet. So they're like, well, you can go ahead and since, you have a son, but he's not, a voting age yet, you can go ahead and vote for him, essentially, is what it
What
was.
kind of shit is that?
Welcome to the. In
Ugh.
1867, women in Western territories won the right to vote. And between 1869 and 1913, the following territories granted women's voting rights before they became states: So the territories of Wyoming, Utah, Washington, Montana, and Alaska gave women the right to vote. They weren't states yet, they were still just
Hmm.
territories. Yeah. Between 1890 and 1918, the following states granted women's voting rights before the ratification of the 19th Amendment: Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Washington, California, Arizona, Kansas, Oregon, Montana, Nevada, New York, Michigan, Oklahoma, and South Dakota. So they gave women the right to vote before the 19th Amendment was a thing.
Hmm.
These are the states that only allowed women to vote after ratification of the 19th Amendment. Notice that there's kind of a trend here. Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New Jersey, which is interesting, New Mexico, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, and West Virginia. A lot of southern states in there.
So I have a question. I have
Yes.
a very historical question.
I
And I've
may or
always
may not be able to answer.
you don't have to if we later, but I've always been fascinated and wondered why mm, did the South become the place of Southern discomfort and then I don't know.
Oh,
It
that's
just
easy. That goes back to slavery and the Civil War. Like that's
they
always
just
been a
kind
thing.
of
So
I don't know.
that goes back to slavery. Like that's. So as far back as
I
the
know, but
1830s,
mhm,
the
mhm.
push for women's suffrage was very much entwined with the push to abolish slavery. They ended up kind of becoming sort of the same fight. Many abolitionists found their way into the suffrage movement, like Sojourner Truth, Lucretia Mott, Ida B. Wells, people like that who were fighting to abolish slavery, basically found themselves fighting for women's suffrage and women's right to vote kind of at the same time because that makes sense. Now, the 19th Amendment allowed Black women in the North and West to vote and hold office for the first time. But thanks to the Jim Crow era, Black women in the South were still incredibly oppressed because, yeah, um, even even with like the 15th Amendment, which went into play 50 years earlier, which barred states from denying the right to vote on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude, the South had all sorts of racially discriminatory policies,
They
poll
would
taxes,
never do
literary
that.
tests, grandfather clauses, felony
Mm.
disenfranchisement laws, like all sorts of shit that kept Black women, Black men, and other voters of color
Like
out
you
of the
must
democratic
own land.
process. Right. Like they basically the South just missed the whole thing. Um, Native women, Asian women, Latina women faced racial discrimination and often weren't able to vote until the civil rights movement in the mid 20th century. So
Hmm.
Asian immigrants weren't even able to become citizens until 1952,
And then
which
they
I
were
didn't even know that.
still treated wrong.
Right, right. It wasn't until the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that
Say that year
Black
again.
women, 1965.
Mhm.
1965. That is very recent history, y'all.
So when
Very recent
everybody is
history.
saying that was history, that's way back
No.
then.
Which is why when I talk about the women's right to vote, I'm when you hear women were, guaranteed the right to vote, really you're only talking about white women. Really. Because it wasn't until the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that Black women were finally able to take advantage of the 19th Amendment. And it wasn't until the 1975 extension of the Voting Rights Act that required voting materials to be available in other languages, that the Asian and Latino communities were really able to exercise their voting rights. Yeah. So when people want to say, oh, well, black folks or whatever, I've always had these rights, la, 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 the waters are very muddy there,
Um,
because yes, like, the rights were technically there for the North and the West, but the South made it very clear that they were not interested in letting that happen.
like when you say, do you mean everybody or do you mean everybody?
Right. And generally, when you are talking about rights and things, unless really we're talking about specific areas and a specific demographic, because when it comes to the southern states, they made it very clear that they were not going to let. They were still bitter. They're still fucking bitter. They're still mad about the fact that the Confederacy lost. Slavery was illegal. They're still mad about it. They've been mad
Mm-hmm.
about it. That's why they still want to wave their fucking flag. Like, you literally,
Exactly.
you lost. You lost big time. Slavery was illegal, but
And
the
we've
South,
talked about how
right?
a lot of the things that are behavior wise today are
Mm-hmm,
like just copy and paste, basically, in my
mm-hmm,
own opinion, of the people that are like, no, 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 we have seen Obama rise. We do not, we don't need
right.
this. We need to sit down. That's
And
basically
it,
what all this is.
I mean, anybody that wants to argue the point, it's very easy to look up all the
Data.
racially discriminatory policies and laws that were in place in the South that were designed to keep people of color, and specifically black folks, from being able to
And women.
succeed. But it was women, but specifically black folks, men and women. They let white women vote.
Hmm.
They just made it virtually impossible for anybody who wasn't white to do anything.
And still
And
to this day.
right. And it's not
Look at
the
Texas.
voter suppression that is happening still, the gerrymandering, the all of that bullshit is specifically designed to keep anybody who is not basically white and Republican from being able to vote easily or really do anything. It's
Hmm.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
So
that.
when we're talking about women's rights, women's right to vote, keep in mind that it's still very recent history. And people are like, well, that was like 100 years ago. Yeah,
But that's
100
not
years
that
ago
long
ain't
ago.
shit. It's not. Like, there
Mm-mm.
there are people that are alive. They're very old, but people are alive that would have been born, the same year that the 19th Amendment went into effect. Um, it's it it's recent history, and when you think about the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and then the extension in 1975, 75 is 4 years older than.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Oh, hello. Goodbye.
there we
Hello.
go. That was weird.
Goodbye.
So 75 is very recent history. 65 is very recent history. So, you know, understand and know your history before you start spouting off about stuff that.
Well, and that's the thing about social media. I think that people have taken that's another thing. Um, that privilege and made it into their own right. Um, their own right to be ignorant, their own right to be cowardly and spat off these things that are like, well,
Right.
you know, being black, you know, you should be grateful that you have what you have. Okay, what? No,
And
no,
I
no.
think we are due for another discussion about what privilege actually is. So we should bookmark that and talk about that at some point soonish, I think, because people are still don't understand what privilege is. They just think it's money, and there's more to it than that. So I think
No.
we're overdue for a discussion on privilege. So expect that in the next few episodes at some point, because I think it's important to revisit it every so
Uh,
often,
some of the
because
conversations that Freddie and I have been a part of, I just, ugh. Yeah, we're due for
I,
one.
yeah. So I will make sure that that's a thing. I will
Because, yeah.
file that away, and we'll revisit the idea of privilege. So
Yes, will you file that next to um, history of so I heard recently, I'm gonna put this out there for a future discussion of how um, people are starting to feel offended by how much diversity there is. I'll
right.
repeat that. People are offended by how much diversity there is, and that they feel that white people are being discriminated against.
Yeah.
Sit with it, think about it.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with that, we'll move on to the next segment, which I oof. Mm. Okay. I saw that you added that in there,
I
which made me
did.
remember something else.
Mm.
So, a WTF? There's a bill. I can't remember if it's nationwide or if it's just statewide. It can't be statewide because I don't think Hobbs allow this, or maybe she would. Maybe just kill the bill when it came time. But to have ice at voting polls, there's a bill going around to have
Mm.
ice at
I saw
voting
that.
polls.
Yeah, that should be illegal. Like, in fact, it you can't
It just
you
sounds like,
you
why do we
can't.
need
That's like
law
that's voter
enforcement at the
intimidation. You
voting
can't do
polls?
that. And also, I wanna remind folks, because a lot of places now are having their, like, um, I almost said preliminaries, their midterms and things. Remember that you are allowed to call and report things that are shady as fuck at polling places, and make
Correct.
sure that you do that.
I will say it's been very interesting watching the voting for Texas as you know, they have spots open and shady things have been going on. I don't know the
Yeah.
full story on some of them, so I don't want to like comment on them, but it definitely reminds me of the election here a couple years ago when people were like, "I can't get in line," and I'm like,
Hmm.
"To me, you can't get in line. You
But
better."
it does look like Texas may flip,
Hmm.
which I
Get
I
ready,
think is
Governor.
very interesting. Which I think is very, very interesting.
Hmm.
I like these midterms are very telling right now.
And if
So
you're in these states that are having the midterms right now, I need you to get it together and vote. Mhm. No longer can you say politics is not my thing. No longer,
mm-mm.
um, politics is in it. Um, and when your favorite, like, pop stars are, like, involved in things and proudly going against some of your values, which you thought they had your values and they don't. First of all,
Right.
I learned a long time ago not to, like, idolize stars to the point where
I
they, like,
don't. I
affect my day-to-day life. But, like, come on. We if you watch this show, then there should be no question about if you should vote or not, but maybe we missed someone. I don't know. But, I think that is something we should do anyway. But speaking of ICE, at least 6 ICE agents have shot themselves in the leg during training when holstering their own weapon.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly the type of people that I want out there.
Do
With
they have less training than a police officer? Is that what I
I think
understood?
so. At this point, I don't even think they have any training. At this point, I'm pretty
Do they
sure
just
it's
is
just
this guerrilla?
I feel like it's like, hey, you want to go kidnap people? Here's your firearm. Enjoy. Here's your ill-fitting Goodwill like uniform because we're not actually going to make sure that you're fit to do
Also,
anything
I'm
because
not against thick people, and I don't have no shame, no gain to talk shit about nobody's body. But
I'm
can
like, look,
we?
if you're there's
They don't
supposed to
have shirts that
be
fit.
there's supposed to be fitness standards with any sort of law enforcement, military, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to be fit. Like, that's because what if you're supposed to apprehend somebody? Like, you're supposed to be able to, like, I don't know. I'm like,
I don't,
okay, bro.
I don't know. Also, it looks like toothpaste being squeezed at the top of
I
the
swear they just
bottom.
go and get their shit from Goodwill. They're like, here's some pants that kind of fit. If you can button them and, move your beer gut over the thing, then you're fine.
So anybody could do this.
Yeah. I think
Also,
that's
was
proven by
disgusted
who's in eyes.
as I was flipping through TikTok the other day that there's like a gay guy that is like a ICE agent
Gross.
and was very proud of it.
Ew.
Tell me I'm not the only one that saw
I
that.
mean, you, you,
I'm
there's
like,
gays for Trump. There's the log cabin Republicans. Like this is not
I
new.
was like, ew, no,
Like
get this off my screen immediately.
people have no problem apparently working against their best interests, and that's whatever. Like that's
Until it hits home. Because, there are
even
some people.
then they're like, but even like that's actually that shit makes me chuckle when I see that shit now. People that are like married to immigrants that voted for
Hmm.
Trump, and now all of a sudden their like spouse is being deported, and I'm like, oh,
There
so
was a
sad.
lady that was like very advocating for like, we need to get the immigrants out. And then ICE came
Mm-hmm.
and took her son.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, why did he take my son? Like, how do I get him back?
Right.
And everybody in the comments, oh,
Right.
well, you should have, be careful how
Or
you said
people that
things.
like there was one woman I saw that was like very vocal about all this bullshit, and then they took her husband, and I'm like, I have no sympathy for you. I don't care. None. I have zero sympathy for you at this
Hmm.
juncture. None. You literally voted for this. So I don't care. Don't come crying to me because I
Um,
literally do not care. Like that's on you.
so I believe it was this weekend that Alex uh Preddy, is it Preddy? Pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Um the VA nurse that was killed by ICE this weekend would have been his 38th birthday. Um no mention no mention from Dump Truck at all about any of this. But what do we expect? You would expect class, but I expect trash. Anyway, you already talked about um women's rights to vote, but I found it interesting that we are 113 years um where they were like marching down by the White House demanding that they get the right to vote. And it's so interesting, like, as we have conversations that people are like, you shouldn't protest, but like these were like some of like the first groups that like protested um and you're like, huh, we're not that
That's
far
why you
away.
see that's why you see like some of these women in particular when, you know, they're out there protesting things, their signs are like, we've already fucking done this. Why are we still doing this?
Yeah, like why are we still out here?
Yeah,
Why do we have to keep telling you? It's because men suck. That's why.
basically.
hmm
Basically.
Um, and some good news. Bad Bunny. Um, I don't know how to say the song name. I don't even know why I put it
Nueva
there,
York.
but oh, yeah, that sounds right. Um, has become his 29th song to hit a billion Spotify streams,
Damn.
according to the Rolling Stone. I bet you that the conservatives are just so happy. Mm. But
They wouldn't even listen to it. You know what I mean? It's like they don't.
mm, I feel like it's our silent protest. I have even put it into my rotation, so it's fine. He's fine. The good news continues also with Bad Bunny. For Bad Bunny, as the NFL announced this week that Bad Bunny broke the all time Super Bowl halftime record with 4.1 billion. That was a B, not an M.
Mhm.
Billion global viewers. And that is across like all platforms like
And you know what
YouTube.
cracks me up is that probably a good chunk of that are probably conservatives watching it so they can be mad at it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody wants to watch us and hates us, like, let them do it.
I told you, I think that's what happened a couple weeks ago.
Like, be
I'm like,
mad.
thank you for
Please
sharing. We
be
appreciate
mad.
it. Right.
Please, please be even more upset and watch both episodes. Watch
Mm-hmm.
the pre-show. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Be so
Mm-hmm.
mad that you want to see what we're doing
I
behind the
know you can get
scenes.
even more mad by seeing the things that we do, like that's not on here.
Mm-hmm. Just, I mean, it can't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
um, and if you're traveling, and this is a thing now because there's a lot of people that have been asking about this that I have seen on the Book of Faces and Instagram, is that Canada has been named the second safest country for people of color, women, and LGBTQ plus travelers in recent global travel safety indexes. I feel like that's just surveys. If you want
Basically,
to, yeah. Anyway, why is the space between Austria? Wait,
I don't
anyway,
know. I don't know your life.
I didn't drink when I did this. The top five countries that are deemed travel safe are Netherlands, which was the number one. Because
That's not
I was
surprising.
like, which one is number one? Because I kept seeing the headline of Canada
Right.
being the second. And I was like,
Right.
okay, so
Who's
where is the
one?
other places?
Right.
The Netherlands, Canada, of course, France, Australia, and Austria.
Now, I'm just to be clear, this doesn't mean that
It
bad
doesn't
shit doesn't
guarantee safety.
happen. Right. Like, bad shit happens everywhere. There are shitty people everywhere. We know this.
Yeah, crime has no
But
address.
right. But as far as overall safety and overall, like, you're not going to get weird fucking looks and, things like that, that these are going to be your top 5 countries, which really aren't surprising if you know the history of each, which we kind of talked about actually a little bit, when we talked about uh, like LGBTQ plus history.
Mhm.
France and the Netherlands have always been hubs for our community. So just that's not
Right.
surprising. But again, this doesn't mean that everybody there is not a there are shitty people everywhere. So, and
Please still proceed with caution.
right. And also, oh, thank you, Jesse. Thank you for being there and for winning things.
Yeah, we
Um,
appreciate that.
but yeah, so, and again, just when and if you travel, make sure, especially if you are trans right now, be mindful of traveling. If you have things like passports and stuff, make sure that they are not in danger of expiring anytime soon. Make sure that all of your documentation is in order as much as possible. Which,
Oh, can I give a pro tip?
yes.
So I do recommend that your passport and any documents be like on your phone. You can do hidden folders on some devices, so that's a thing. Because somebody was telling me like some places take things away, and I recommend like you scan them, like
Mm,
so you have them, like not even. I'm not saying like take a picture. I'm saying like s- go to like the library or something and
right.
scan them and send them to yourself
Right.
or something so that they live somewhere else other than physical,
Right.
because then you have record that they existed.
Exists. Correct.
Oh,
But speaking of having your papers in order, Kansas right now is coming under fire because they're basically trying to invalidate all trans people's existence.
mhm,
Notices have been sent out that anybody who has had their gender marker changed on their license or whatever must surrender their license,
mhm.
which is complete and utter horseshit. And the
Was this something else too? Like their birth certificates too?
I don't think you can amend your birth certificate in Kansas.
Oh, ooh.
A lot of places make it almost impossible to be able to amend your birth certificate. I got lucky. I got very lucky. And the me being lucky, for one thing, for once, doesn't have much to do with actual privilege. It has to do with I got lucky because I was born in Michigan, which made it
Mhm.
very easy for me to change my birth certificate. I got lucky that I live in Arizona and I was able to change my gender marker on everything without much hassle.
Immediately without question.
Right. And the privilege is there only in that I was able to afford to get my name changed and all that good stuff. But as far as being able to actually do that, it just has to do with location. Um, but yeah, the scary thing is that because Kansas is trying to do this, uh, it's only a matter of time before other states also try to do something similar. If you think that shit like this is localized to just one area, you are going to be very, very you're in for a very rude awakening
I
when
just
shit starts to come down and
You all
shows up
know
like
that
this in
these
your
people
area.
sit in the same rooms together
Right.
for the
So
majority of the year. They sit in the
these are
same rooms together.
And this is part of the reason why I'm trying to get my Canadian citizenship. Um, a lot of people are looking into dual citizenship with things if they're able to do it based on their family history, things like that. A lot of people are trying to get that dual citizenship with different countries because I mean,
Mm.
but if you think that shit like this can't happen to you, how long before they make everybody put, a pink triangle on their ID to identify you as a homosexual?
I don't need a pink triangle. I am the pink triangle.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, how long before they start going after like nail salons? You can't do men's nails.
No,
Right. You know what I mean? That's so just, and if you think that is like
I don't think it's far
too
fetched. I don't put
much,
anything
like if
past
you,
them.
right. Like, I guarantee you it is not as far fetched as you may think it is. And what is happening in Kansas is very probable to happen pretty much anywhere else at this
I feel like
point.
during or before the pandemic, I felt like something like this was happening. Um, and then it kind of got, because I think we were trying to squash it before it happened. And
Right.
then this time they
We've
just kind of,
been we've been really lucky in Arizona that our governor
yeah,
has been like, no fucking way. Where I'm just, you could try it. It's gonna hit my desk and I'm gonna veto it. So don't even bother at this point. Like,
yeah, like,
Jesse makes a good point. Jesse says travel with friends. I always suggest traveling with a buddy, regardless. Like, a lot of people like traveling solo and having like solo adventures. Right now is probably not a really good time to do that. I would highly recommend
especially some countries don't
right.
like Americans.
Right. Which, yeah.
Also,
Which,
I'm not
can
calling the
imagine
thing that
why.
happened over the weekend a war.
Well, no, it's not a war. You have to, in order to be a war, you have to get congressional approval, and there is no congressional approval.
Oh,
So right now we're just
look
dropping
at that. Checks
bombs.
and balances. Look at you. Look at you.
Right, but they're not
Checks
fucking
and
working
balances.
because we're going to drop bombs anyway. We've already lost service members because it's going to be a police action, just like Vietnam and Korea, even though we call it the Korean War and the Vietnam War. They were police actions. They weren't actually wars. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be a police action or some stupid loophole verbiage that makes it not a war. So therefore they don't have to get congressional approval.
Whew. Oh, we
Like,
got Jesse all boiled up. That is absolute bullshit. It makes me so pissed that
yeah.
people are so hell bent on making our lives so difficult. Why is it anyone's business what we do? They should look in their own backyard. Well, they can't look in their own backyard. There's children back there, but they're the ones
So
accusing us of having
speaking of
the
looking in your own
children.
backyard, I'm chuckling a little bit because I don't know if y'all have seen the picture of Trump with the rash, right? On his
Mm-hmm.
right side. Okay. So the somebody was like, hey, for all the doctors out there on, Reddit or whatever, can anybody know what this is? And a lot of people are like, that is a perfect, not fucked up right ear. Because remember, he was supposedly shot in the right ear.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing. There is zero damage to his ear. Zero. Zero.
What's the rash though?
Oh, that's a good question. Could be anything.
Is that like diabetes forming on his neck?
Probably
Something.
shingles or some shit. And I hope it hurts.
Hmm. It looks
Fucking
like he doesn't shower very well.
red.
Hmm. Melania, that's for you.
Oh,
Your
and there's the
turn.
thing now that the White House is saying that Barron Trump is too tall to be in the military because
I'm
he's six
sorry.
nine. But there was a basketball player that was 7 foot, over 7 foot. It was in the military. So being too tall is now going to be the I have bone spurs and can't be in the military.
Oh. Oh, they have desk jobs in the military too. So, oh,
It's gonna be really unfortunate when, like, all of these, Republican kids all get drafted to
he
go
won't
fight this.
ever let that happen.
Oh, I know. But, they all signed up for this, so, like, you should all be first
The
in
draft
line.
will
Go
exclude
sign
those
up.
of.
Make sure your children all go to the recruiting office, and make sure they sign up for the Army. None of this cushy Navy and Air Force stuff. You're gonna support the troops. So go sign up for the Army or the
Wasn't he a
Marines.
wasn't he a Dodger?
Yeah, he had bone spurs. Bone spurs.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm. Just
Right.
like he got shot in the ear.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, oh,
I've
great.
got
It's
this.
amazing. I love it here.
You're amazing. Other countries are laughing at us.
The
I have
other
friends
countries are just
abroad
sitting
that
there
ask
going,
me
Jesus
every day
Christ.
how I'm doing. So
I,
I just want to. If I could afford to
uh,
go live with them, I would. But
man,
so
seriously.
remember that Patreon we were talking about? If you would like us to relocate to a safer place,
Right. If you would like
just
to,
remember
help us
we each have
afford to.
five. You know, a load of five. So you'd have to locate us.
Oh,
Um,
my kids aren't coming. That'd be fine. One of
oh,
them's
okay,
probably
okay,
more
okay. We can leave
Republican
them
anyway.
here. Okay.
I'd only need to relocate probably with maybe with one of my kids,
Oh,
but
I gotta
it's
take.
difficult
I gotta
because
take all of mine.
I got animals, so it makes
Oh,
things
that.
tricky.
I mean, you gotta get Noah's Ark. He's got Noah's Ark going on over
I
here.
know. I can't
Hmm.
leave my babies.
Fables and tales there. Hmm. Speaking of fables and tales, we have upcoming events to distract us from these stupid things going on. On the 12th, I have an Irish tea themed drag bingo at Drink Me Tea Room, and it's at 5:30. There's still tickets available. Tickets go fast. Yeah, that's all.
And then on the 20th, y'all can get tickets. They're available now. But you can get
Affordable.
tickets and they're affordable. But if you're not going to Wild West Con, but you are in the area and you want to go see a killer Dragon Burlesque show, go get your tickets for our final Dragon Burlesque show at Wild Wild West Con, which is happening on Friday, March 20th at 7 p.m. It is going to be so good. My cast this year is amazing. Um, it's just we're gonna go out with a bang. That's for damn sure. So make sure that if you are attending Wild West Con, make sure that you get tickets for it. If you are not attending Wild West Con, but you're going to be in the Tucson area or you want to make the drive down, I highly recommend it because you're going to catch some incredible entertainers from Phoenix, from I think we have one from California, one from
Oh wow!
Kentucky. We got people from everywhere, and we're all incredible. I will say that we are all incredible. So do
We
the
are
thing.
all incredible.
Yes.
And I have good news. I have such good news. Um, April 17th is the next drag bingo and cats at the Phoenix Cat Cafe, and I have been asked several times about this. So here's your answer. Tickets are now available. They became available this weekend. You can
Mm-hmm.
get them before they sell out. This is
Mm-hmm.
your fair warning because we are well over a month away.
Mm-hmm. And they will
Do
sell out. They
do
will
not be
sell
in
out.
my inbox on the 17th of April.
Right. They're gonna sell out. So
Ask
don't come being like,
This
"What?"
happens to either me or Freddie, and somebody goes, "Well, there wasn't tickets available. Do you think I could just show up? Or
No.
can you get me a spot?" I
No.
don't do that.
No,
I
we
don't even
can't.
know. No, no. Still,
Bless you, Jesse. I love you.
still,
Yeah, man.
still.
Still, I know. 20 years
Mm.
doing this shit. So yeah, go do the thing. And if you need a host or MC for your event, consider us. either,
Just don't
we
make me
do
read
well
anything.
together, or you can book us individually too, I guess, if you need to. Um, but it's always fun to
I just don't make me read anything at all.
don't make her read anything. I'll read things if you
Recent
want me
events have
to. It's fine.
we
It's fine.
all have hiccups sometimes.
But yeah, we're available for all sorts of things. Office parties, events, drag shows, bingos, you name it. Come talk
Mm.
to us. We'll figure some shit out.
When they start
Mm,
having draft parties, I guess we'll be there too.
right. And
Uh,
just so folks know, next week and more than likely the week following, we will not have a show. Next week for sure. The week following, because I'm going to be basically situated for Wild West Con, so we might well give. I'm great for raffle tickets, right? Yeah, don't let Felicia read raffle tickets. But we
I
might,
didn't drop any
maybe I'll
raffle
be
tickets.
nice. Maybe I'll be nice and let Felicia have, a couple weeks off as well. But there'll be plenty to talk about when I come back. So just be prepared for that.
I'm sure if they keep it up at this rate, we'll have a lot to talk about when you get back.
Because I'll have like vacation stuff to talk about, West Con to talk about. Like there'll be all sorts of shit to talk about. So there'll be
Do I
plenty.
even need to be here when you get back?
I don't know.
God,
Do you
that's a
need to
lot
be
of
here
stuff.
like regardless? Like okay. Just kidding.
Whoa.
Uh just
Whoa.
kidding. Anyway.
Just snatch
Anyway.
my name off the moniker. Oh,
Eh.
man. Wow.
You're
On that
fine.
note, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching on the replay. Thanks for continuing to support us on Patreon, even though Gabe wants the 411 and doesn't support us on Patreon. It's fine.
Mm,
But we see how it is. We're not important enough.
it's
Anyway,
fine.
um, we'll see you for your next Wednesday night conversation, whenever that is. I don't remember when,
Yeah. At some point.
but we'll
Good
see you soon.
night.
See you soon. Something like that. Good night.